At 10 minutes to 7. Fracking is not all it's cracked up to be. Not in the UK anyway. We haven't got the right geology. In fact, we are 55 million years too late to make it work here. That's according to Professor John Underhill, Chief Scientist at Heriot-Watt University, who's on the line. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Simon.
It seems to be working well for the US. What's wrong with our rocks?
Well, the US basins, they occur in the continental interior. They basically have a simple structure. They're at their greatest depth of burial today, and it means that they're buried at 2 to 3 kilometres and at temperatures that are suitable, basically putting the shale gas layers in the Goldilocks zone. By that, I mean they're not too hot, they're not too cold, just the right temperature for oil and gas generation. So those basins are hot, deep, simple, and undeformed. The UK basins, however, are sited on what was originally at least an active plate margin 55 million years ago, and that makes them very different. They've been uplifted, they've been cooled, they depressured, and they deformed by folds and faults as a result.
And yet companies are spending considerable amounts of money, people like Quadrilla and billionaires like Jim Ratcliffe spending hundreds of millions of his own money. They're just wasting that, are they?
Well, the picture at the moment has been that the questions that have been asked are the size of the resource, and it's very important to make a distinction between resource and reserves. The key question that hasn't been asked is, does the geology work and allow its safe extraction? The research that's been undertaken over the last 20-25 years and continuing at Heriot-Watt University today is challenging the idea that the geology works for shale gas in the UK.
And this is not an ideological or an environmental concern you have. This is strictly science.
That's right. I mean, I don't fall on one side of the protagonist and the argument that's been fractious of late. It's been a polarised debate. My take on this is very much to put geology centre stage. I mean, I think it's really essential that we look at the science behind this. And when you look at the geology of the UK, it is different. 55 million years ago, there were a chain of events that affected western parts of Britain.
Okay, if you have no ideological objection either way, why not let them spend their money and have a go?
Well, that would be fine. Being grounded in the geoscience and based on the record of research, I welcome geological data collection and the challenge to the work. But it's like one piece that people have focused on. It depends on the lens through which one looks. If you're looking at one individual license, you might make it work. But what I've been doing is putting together the pieces of a jigsaw. And when you look at the individual pieces all together, the whole picture emerges. And 55 million years ago, we were at an active plate margin, and the UK basins, including those purported to contain shale gas reserves, have been uplifted, tilted, and deformed.
Well, I think they're going to press on anyway with their own money, so I guess they'll pay for finding out whether you're right or not. Professor John Underhill, Chief Scientist at Heriot-Watt University, many thanks.
7 minutes to